Well, once again, I want to thank Steve for allowing us the opportunity to do this. You know, it's certainly another avenue of getting the information out to certainly parents and our community. This year we have used email more than what we have in past years, and it's very easy now to email. You know, if something minor or if something that's coming up or whatnot, versus having, you know, to do up a letter and print it off and send it home, or even in some cases, obviously it's a little bit quicker to email than to make a phone call. So I certainly encourage you know, parents and guardians to be checking their emails, obviously into next year. But you know, this is also an opportunity to look at obviously some things that we've done, you know, since the last time we've chatted. And you know, while there's only 1 week of school left, I can't believe that there's only 1 week left. The year has gone by so very fast. But I mean, we'll mention a few things that's coming up over the next few days. First of all, I just wanted to say that we are losing our music teacher, Catherine Rogers. Our position became redundant, and right now her job is located in Stephenville. She was 50% music at our school. She was also 50% with video conferencing to Francois, Grey River, and Ramia. And you know, in September, we will not have a music specialist in our school. While that's very sad. It is the sign of the times in regards of our enrollment. It's pretty much reducing every year, and along with that, we will lose, unfortunately, teaching units. So we lost 50% of a teaching unit, again, where that's the music. So right now for September, K to 6, K to 7, the classroom teachers, and I'll get that in a little bit, will be responsible for their teaching their music. Right now, the 8 and 9, we're not too sure at this time if the music will be offered, and if it is, then it may look a little different than what it would have in the past. So that's kind of not in place right yet, and by September, hopefully I'll have more information on that. So for September, we're multi-grade classes. There will be a K1 class. Mrs. Jillian Green will be teaching that one. Grades 2, 3 will be multi-graded. That'll be Mrs. Banfield here. The grade 4, 5, make sure I got that right. 4, 5 will be Mrs. Vatcher, Jennifer Vatcher, and Jennifer's also doing the French to grade 9. And for September, our grade 6, 7 will be a multi-class. We've done that in the past. Actually, we may have done that a couple of times since we've been at Burgeo Academy. It's been 3 or 4 years now since it's been done. Always a little bit of you know, issues where you got a grade 6 that's obviously your elementary, and grade 7 is junior high. Some you know, report cards will be different, and some of the things that grade 7s can do, grade 6 can't, and again, just due to the age up there. So it's a little bit of a concern, and I'm sure parents may have some concerns as we go forward. We finalized just about everything in regards of the 6, 7s, but what I'm anticipating doing is early in September to add for next year the grade 6, 7 parents in, and to kind of chat about you know, the classroom that they're going to be in, how it's going to work, because the classroom will be upstairs, so the grade, you know, the elementary classes will be upstairs, and then how things will work there, like recess. You know, just, you know, the grade 7 to 12s are permitted to go outside, whereas K to 6 they're not permitted to go outside unless there's a teacher on duty, and some of that stuff that we'll talk about with those parents. So we'll provide more information to the 6, 7 parents on that in September. But in the meantime, if there's any questions or any major concerns right now on that, by all means, give us a call, and you know, we'll certainly try to answer your questions now. And like I said, if we can't, then we'll certainly do that in the fall. Also right now, and this is more or less tied in with the 7 to 12 parents, I mentioned earlier about an email, and I sent an email out regarding this. For parents and students in 7 to 12, they've been able to access Power School, all their grades and whatnot throughout the year. That's been disabled, so it's turned off right now until students get their report card. We did that at the midterms as well, so you know, for a few days there at midterm exams, and now a few days at the final exams, the Power School access to that will be off. And like I said, will be turned back on once students get the report card. And the board is asking us to do that, just that in some cases, For example, if I got an exam to correct, as a math exam is going to be a little bit easier and quicker for me to correct than, let's say, a biology exam or an English exam. So to kind of give all of our teachers a chance and to get grades in, and in case there's any mistakes is made, and we go through and check everything out, and we do that mainly when we print out our report cards. So the Power School Likes has been disabled for that. This coming week, a bit of a busy week. Obviously, it always is the last week of the school year. On Monday at 1 o'clock, we're going to have our grandparent closing. That's a program that I think just about every one of our kids has been involved in this year. So we're going to have the seniors from the seniors complex to come down to the school at 1 o'clock on Monday. Lunch will be served, and there's going to be some games and some activities. So we certainly encourage our K-6 students will be here anyway, but we certainly encourage all of our students in K-12 to come down and to certainly show support to our seniors at that time. Board policy states, obviously, well, K-6 students are in school for the next 3 days. But also for students in grades 7 and 9, they are required to be in school tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Now, again, as I told them, if they don't show up, we're not coming looking for them. It's board policy. It's not our policy. I mean, we're busy as well, trying to clear everything up, trying to get our marks in. So, if students show up, obviously they mark present, and we got them to clean out their lockers and do a few things. Probably have them into the gym or some activities outside, weather permitting. So Monday, anyway, the grandparent closing is going ahead. Nothing on Tuesday as such. Wednesday for 7 to 12 students will be our, actually at 12 o'clock, the student council, is going to be providing lunch. So again, encourage all students in 7 to 12 to come out for lunch. We've got a few certificates and whatnot that we'll pass out to students, and then right after that, so somewhere around 1 or 1:30, the action auction will go ahead. Last year was the first year we did that. It was phenomenal. I thought it was phenomenal, and the feedback we got was very positive. So this year, through money was collected from recycling, donations from the ALP committee, money collected from the bingo, school bingos. We have $1,673 put aside for items for students to auction off, and they've been collecting tickets throughout the year for. It's under the Positive Behavior Support System program that's in place, and if kids do some positive things, then they are given tickets. So that's going in at, like I said, starting at 12 o'clock with lunch on Wednesday. For the K-6 part, they kind of add their thing. They have a token store. They collect tokens, and then the more tokens they collect, they can buy things from the token store that Mrs. Penny has set up. And they've already done their thing. I'm going to say last week and a half, that was in place. So that takes care of Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. On Thursday, it's our closing for the year. In the morning at 9:30, it'll be the K-6 closing. Parents, guardians, they're welcome certainly come into the gym. We'll obviously have chairs out, as we've done in the past number of years. That takes about 45 minutes to an hour. And then students will go back to their class, get their report cards, and then they're dismissed for the summer break. So, like I said, somewhere around 10:30, that should be the time when they're completed that. When students come in at 9:30 or just a little bit before, they will go to their classroom, and then the parents can go to the gym, and there'll be seating for them. For students in 7 to 12, that Thursday afternoon at 1 o'clock, they will go to their homeroom class, and their homeroom teacher will pass out the report card, and then they're dismissed. So they don't have a closing as such. The action auction kind of takes care of the closing piece, I guess we want to call it, but they will get the report card at 1 o'clock on Thursday, and again, they are done for the summer break. Teachers still are responsible for being at work on Wednesday, yes, but on Friday. So the nice thing about that is now the students in 7 to 12 get their report card, or even K-6. If there's any concerns, the parents may notice later that day, even that Thursday night, they can certainly come back on Friday, and we'll try to help out if there's any concerns or whatsoever. So again, I encourage students, and once the Power School is back on, have a look at their grades. Again, this is for 7 to 12. If there's any questions, any concerns, pop down and see us Thursday afternoon or into Friday morning. Just jumping ahead a little bit into September, and that won't be long before we be back to school, but Wednesday, September the 6th is when school opens for the 2017-18 school year. So that's a Wednesday. Students will come in at 8:45 in the morning. It'll be a regular school day. So there's no like a half day or nothing like that. Tuesday is a day for teachers, and Wednesday school actually starts. Once students come into school that first week, they'll be given obviously information on holidays, but I just want to put out there that the Premier actually decides when school opens and closes. School will not close next year until June the 29th. It's the latest time I know that I'm aware of that we've ever been in school. But with that, there are a number of holidays throughout the year. I think there's correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's a 4-day weekend in October, possibly a 4-day in November. There's 2 full weeks for Christmas. There's a 3-day weekend or 4-day weekend in February. Then you obviously got Easter and you got your May 2-4 weekend. But like I said, we are going to be in school until June the 29th. Now that's probably the 28th for students, but 29th when school officially closes next year. Obviously, right now we are into final exams. By the time this is aired, most of the exams are done. For students in grades 10, 11, and 12, they're going to get a report card, but their transcripts will come to them in their mail. It's somewhere around the middle of July, somewhere around, I'm going to say about the 15th to the 21st, 22nd of July, somewhere around there. So again, I strongly encourage students, 10, 11, and 12, to make sure that you double check your transcript. Compare that with your report card. If there's any changes between the two, you need to let us know. Obviously, there's nobody here in school in July, but certainly into September, let us know. For the grade 12 students, if there's any concern, then you need to get hold of us. And Mr. Ayers will be around for the summer. Don is around. I mean, no trouble to get hold of them. And if I need to be called, then they can get hold of me, and we'll certainly take care of things from there. But when you're dealing with technology, errors can occur. We hope that it don't. But again, if there's any questions, any concerns there, check your transcripts. Now, for students in grades 11 and 12 that have public exams, obviously now the report card will show their grade, but that's their grade now that they're finished their public exam, but their public exams are 50%. So obviously that's going to change on their transcript unless they get the same grade that they're going in with. But again, just to remind everyone to check their transcripts. For students who, for the public exams, who may not be successful in passing the course, I don't think that's going to be a concern, but if it is, supplementary exams will be written from August the 7th to the 10th. When students get the report card on Thursday, there will be information there. If students want to do a supplementary, that's a public exam supplementary, they have to apply to write that, and they'll write it there at school. Along with that, there'll be an application to apply, and there will be the actual schedule for the supplementary exams. All other school-based, whether it's CDLI or school-based exams, if students were unsuccessful there, the supplementaries in those will be written once school starts in the fall. So again, public exams, the week of August the 7th to the 10th, will actually as a Monday to a Thursday, and then all other exams will be written when we come back to school into the fall. I certainly want to have another very successful year with our fundraising. Mentioned earlier about our money going to the token store and to our action auction. We did awesome with our bingos this year, and we also did awesome with the recycling. I don't have the official numbers, but it seemed like that the recycling blitz we're between like 10 and 12,000 items that were coming in. I mean, that is phenomenal. So I honestly can't remember if we had 3 or 4, but so again, so 30 to 40,000 recycling items were coming into our school, and our bingos we usually average between $900 and $1,000, maybe just over $1,000 for our bingos. I know for the school we had 3 school bingos, 2 separate ones for the snack program, but again, that money's put aside. But like I said, for the recycling and the school bingos, the 3 school bingos, we used a lot of that money for, like I said, for the token store and whatnot. Actually, while we're doing this interview now, our K to 6 students are actually are gone to Stephenville, and while they had to pay $25. The school is still paying, I think it's $1,300 to $1,400 for their trip. They're going swimming, they're doing some other activities out there. So we certainly hope they enjoyed their day. Also want to throw out a big thank you to our snack ladies. It's a program, again, I've said it time and time again, that it's phenomenal. At 10 to 11 every morning, all students and staff as well, have the option of selecting some healthy treats, along with free milk every single recess. If your child is not taking advantage of that, then I'm going to say that's their fault, but I mean, it's certainly there for them. And I want, again, a big thank you to our snack ladies who give up their time to come in and help out. Without them, that program would not go ahead. We would not be able to run that in the school ourselves. So, hopefully that our volunteers will be back in September, and I'm sure we'll have another successful year next year. Kind of chatting about that. The snack ladies don't need a code of conduct. That changed about 2 or 3 years ago. They have to sign a declaration form. They just sign a form every year. But if anybody is volunteering with regards to coaching, or if you're coming into the classroom to volunteer, everyone will need a code of conduct for September. I'm going to say now that everybody's conduct is out. So again, if you get this through BBS and you're planning on being involved next year with coaching or whatnot, you can certainly see Dawn before school is out on Friday, and she'll give you a letter with respect to that. You're looking to volunteer in the school setting, and bring that to the RCMP along with the other forms, and then it's no cost to you. And if you don't get that until September, that's fine as well. But just realize you will need a code of conduct. Everyone will for the fall. Certainly want to wish our grads all the best. We had 7 grade 12s that are graduating, and I'm sure they will all graduate. Small numbers, but they're certainly going to be missed. And again, as I said, I want to wish them all the best in their future endeavors. No matter if that's take them to the workforce, take them to post-secondary. Again, we're certainly going to miss them, and I know they will be very successful going forward. The last thing I want to end off with, and I think I mentioned this last time, this has been a very tough year for us, very tough for the Dollamount and the Skinner family in losing Nicole. There's a few things that we've done since her passing, and kind of in memory of Nicole. One thing was the buddy bench. Anybody driving by the school will see a blue bench with all kinds of handprints on it, and it's dedicated to Nicole in her memory. The CYN collected money, in my understanding, to get the bench made. Sorry for the material. Todd Porter made the bench, and it's my understanding that he donated that. He did not charge, so a big thank you to Todd. And then the mentoring group also painted it. They put their handprints on it, and as I said, and they've shellacked it and whatnot. So a big thank you to the CYN and the mentoring for doing that. The other thing, Mrs. Vatcher, Jennifer Vatcher's grade 4-5 class painted little rocks. That was in memory of Nicole as well, and I'm sure you've noticed them around town. Out for a scatter walk every now and then, you will come across those little rocks. So a big thank you to Mrs. Vatcher and her class. We anticipate, actually, when this is aired Sunday night, but right now it's calling for some poor weather, but we're anticipating the first nice day into next week, we'll say before school closes, to set off 15 lanterns again in memory of Nicole. We had tried that for a couple of weeks ago, didn't work out with the weather because we wanted to do it at the park. The wind wasn't blowing the right direction. So we'll hope to get it in, like I said, this coming week. And I guess worst case scenario, if it's not, then it'll be. We'll certainly do that into the fall. The other thing, we have a memorial. I'm going to call it a cabinet on the first floor, again in memory of Nicole. The material for the cabinet was donated by the Lions Club. The cabinet was made by Lloyd Skinner, who donated his time to making that. Right now, it's not decorated. We do have Nicole's name on it and donated by. we're waiting for a jersey where she was on the softball team this year, the girls softball team. Burns's, I think it's shoe store, I guess, or Burns's store anyway, in Stephenville, is actually donating a jersey with her name and her number on it, and certainly a big thank you to Burns for doing that. We've been told that actually, and by the time this is aired, we may have the jersey. So we've asked the level 1 students to come back in to decorate the cabinet before they are done Thursday. So I'm hoping that Steve will get a chance to come in, and hopefully that'll be done. And then he can certainly take a video of that and can air that next week on BBS. But like I said, certainly a tough time for our staff, for our students, and certainly for like I said, for the two families involved. No one should have to go through that. And Nicole will never be forgotten in our school, and that's something we want to continue, obviously, for years to come. On that note, I'm sure I'm going to miss some things, but I think that's enough for right now. Once again, I want to thank everyone for their hard work, their dedication, for anything you would have done to help our students, help our school this year. We're certainly looking forward to next year. And again, as I said, I want to wish our grade 12s all the best, and certainly to all the parents, all the students, certainly a very enjoyable summer break, and hopefully be safe, and we'll see everybody back on September 6th. Thank you.